What I have found is it's easier for me to talk about you in a bad way.
Yeah. How do we deal with not comparing our picture to the highlight picture or the highlight reel that we see on Instagram? Because
Welcome to the PB&Jae show. I'm Pilar Bell.
and
PB. Yeah.
and I'm Jay. So we're glad you're joining us on this episode. This is episode 3 or 4, one of those. But thank you for those of you who have been rocking with us so far. So today we got, I think, a good topic. You clicked on the thumbnail, right, for a reason. So we want to give you that reason. So we want to give you 3 ways to help you not damage your marriage with your mind. And this is probably more for me than it is for y'all. So yeah.
Well, maybe you do all the talking and I just see what happens.
No, I said it's more for me. I'm trying to learn from you in here, in trying not to damage
your mind.
No, damage the marriage with my mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm internal, right? I'm a thinker. So,
I mean, I think we all thinkers.
Yeah, we all thinkers, but I'm an overanalyzer. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, how to not damage a marriage? No, how to not believe what you think.
How to not believe what you think.
Don't believe what you think.
Everything you think,
That's
right?
what we're saying.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything that you think. So what that means, it means that not all your thoughts are your thoughts. Not all your thoughts require your response. Not all your thoughts need to be believed, right? Yeah. We don't know enough to believe everything we think. That's the first part. Like, I think about what I thought was going to happen when I was 21. And my tiny 21-year-old brain could not even have the foresight or the insight to know.
What was going to happen when you was 21?
No, I just mean, like, you know how you like, by the time I'm 23, I'll have blah, 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 or I'll be doing, or even just idea about what future stuff happens. Like, I see a lot of clients. This is probably where this coming from. My college kids, they're like, I'm 24, and I should have done this, but I'm like, you don't even know enough to have thought that you could have done that by now.
Yeah.
Like, they all feel like they should have houses. I'm like, you don't have a job. Where would the house come from?
Yeah. So them expectations, they got expectations,
just unrealistic expectations. But also, like, social media creates a lot of expectations. So I think we have to remember that our thoughts are a culmination of other people's thoughts, other people's words, stuff we watch on TV, like what we listening to. Like, we aren't really the creator of most of them. And you have to be very intentional, like active in creating and generating your own thoughts. So, yeah, I think we cannot believe what we think because we don't know what we think. We know what other people think and we make them our thoughts.
So, ultimately, what I'm hearing you saying is, like, we have some unrealistic expectations, and those can sometimes stem from social media. How do we deal with not comparing our picture to the highlight picture or the highlight reel that we see on Instagram? Because that's where we get relationship goals, and I want my relationship to look like this, and I want my relationship to look like this. But meanwhile, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes of any marriage, of any relationship. So how can we combat not allowing what we see on social media to be the picture of how health looks or what it looks like to have relationship goals? What do we do there?
I think we do what you just said. We remember it's a highlight reel. And remember how every time you're uploading a picture, you're adding a filter. So if you're doing it, somebody else is doing it.
Yeah.
And how we're clipping out the kid crying in the background. So if I'm doing it, somebody else is doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't do that with the promo videos.
We don't do that.
Trip was screaming and everything. Mommy!
Yeah, we definitely don't do that. But in general, most folks are.
Yeah.
And when we recognize that TV is curated, online is curated, podcasts are curated, all of this stuff is made to present.
Except this one, though, right?
I mean, it's even edited, right? So, I mean, as much as we're being authentic, it's still made.
Yeah.
If it's made, it's not 100% authentic.
Okay.
So, even at the angle that I take my picture at, I'm not even gonna try to put a filter on it. That's too much work to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I angle it up here, you see me the way I want you to see me.
Yeah.
And if I angle it down here, I'm not putting on a show, but I still edited it to be what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So ultimately, we shouldn't live by the highlight reel of
it's manipulation.
Manipulation. Yeah. So okay. It's a manipulative thing. Okay, so that's one way.
Let me define manipulation,
Yeah.
because it gets a bad connotation.
It does.
Manipulation is simply to impact a thing to receive the desired result. That's it. So when we think manipulation, we want to think in terms of, I can manipulate my dress so that I can get in it. I manipulated getting in it so it can zip up.
Okay.
Not that manipulation is always bad. It's just impacting to get a desired result.
Gotcha.
I manipulate cake mix to make a cake by adding things to it.
So yeah, like you said, manipulation is just a way of using the loopholes to get the best intended desire.
I wouldn't even say loopholes. It's
say
just
loophole?
using tools to get what you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So one way.
What is the question?
I mean, I was asking you.
Yeah, I think I went.
Yeah, you went deep there, but it's okay. I think the people needed to hear it. But I was talking about what are the ways that, and the first way is don't compare yourself to the highlight reel of someone else's story, because you don't know what's going on behind the scene. Like a lot of times, we hear people say, I want a relationship like that, or I want love like that, not knowing that love like that costs something. Mm-hmm. It costs a few tears, maybe a lot of tears. It costs some heartache, some sleepless nights.
And it's probably not love like that. Whatever you think you saw, it's probably just something you saw and decided it.
Yeah, and just made that your goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one way is, like we said, not to allow the highlight reel to be your goal.
Yeah.
Because the goal should be the goal that God created for you. Mm-hmm. And you find your grace in that. And I think, that's the second way. Finding your own grace.
Yeah.
Finding the grace to run your race. Because your race is completely different than somebody else's race, especially when it comes to your marriage. Your marriage is not your parents' marriage. Your marriage is not your grandparents' marriage. Your marriage is not who you see online. Your marriage is your marriage.
It's not your imagination's marriage.
It's not your imagination's marriage either.
That's a big part there.
Yeah, because that imagination, it can be vain. And that vain imagination, we need to learn we have to cast that down and, bring it into submission. So the second way is to, what is that? What did I say? Your grace. Mm-hmm. Find your grace.
Mm-hmm. Race and grace.
Find your race and grace. That's what you remember, huh? It's sticky, ain't
it? You said.
Find grace in your race?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sticky. That's a sticky statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a sticky statement for people. So lastly, that's two. So what else is another way for people to not allow their mind to damage their marriage?
Talk to people who are Christ-led, because your mind can only generate stuff that is already in there. You get new information from other folks. But when we think about other people, we want to think about people who are wiser, who are further, who are better, who are stronger, and not just, we doing the same thing where you're going to get the same kind of answers because you're dealing with the same people. But community, I think it goes back to team. Who's on your team? Who's reliable? Who can you go to be strengthened or to be recovered with?
Yeah. So it sounds like your marriage needs an accountability marriage.
Maybe. Give me more.
I think we should term that phrase. My marriage needs an accountability marriage.
Give me more.
So an accountability. So like when you have an accountability partner, they hold you accountable to be better. And so you need a marriage that's going to hold you accountable to be better and not succumb to the enemy's plans. And so you need a marriage that says, hey, need a couple that says, hey, listen, we've experienced this before. This is how we got through this. Now, we're not saying this is how you will get through this, but you can use some wisdom from us to help you grow and get better. So I think that's what an accountability marriage looks like, is you're gleaning from the wisdom, because that's what community is about. And that's what we should really do in community. We should really learn to help each other, not go through the same heartaches that we went through.
Yeah.
And community helps you to move in speed and deed. So it helps you to jump things that were meant to kind of tear you down. And so that's why community is important. That's why you need to be around, like-minded believers who have positive marriages, to where you can glean and lean on them and grow together, because that's what makes the community stronger. That's what makes the relationship stronger. That's what makes the people stronger. And ultimately, that's what will make our kids stronger. If we have kids, that they will see positive community.
What do you say to the people who are married couples who only have single friends?
Yeah, that's a hard one, because you have to learn in that your married friends can only give you, your single friends rather, thank you, can only give you a perspective from a certain type of lens and frame. So if you're not careful, your single friends could ruin your marriage, because they only see it from a perspective of singlehood and not from a perspective of marriagehood. Yeah. And I think that's what happens a lot of times. Like, guys, you'll run to your bros, and your bros like, man, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you end up doing that, and you end up hurting your spouse even more. Or ladies, run to your girls and end up doing something that hurts your marriage even more. So find you some married friends.
And let me add to that, I agree with that. Find you married friends who know your partner, because what I have found is it's easier for me to talk about you in a bad way. Venting. I mean, like venting.
You talk about me in bad ways?
Yeah, I vent. I absolutely do. To India, it's much easier for me to do that and trust her because she knows you.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, what? That seems counterproductive, right? But what I mean is her response is gonna probably adjust me back to reality.
Yeah.
So like if I go to India and say, hey, Jay did A, B, C, and D, well, she knows you enough to say, well, maybe he meant it like this, because she knows you.
Yeah.
And if I said the same thing to somebody who doesn't know you, they're like, well, yeah, girl, you did the right thing. And I'm like, well, that feels good. But in reality, you don't even know him enough to know what may be true, what may be not true, what his heart may be, where it may not be. Because, like, if you forget to bring me a taco, it's more than likely because you're forgetful, not because you just don't want me to eat.
Yeah.
But if I don't know that, and I'm trying to give my friend advice, girl, he don't want to feed me, I don't feed him. You know what I mean? Yeah. It works differently when the people you are venting to, because everyone should vent. Let's be for real. like, there is no life where you should feel alone enough to where you can't talk about your spouse in a way, not saying like demean you, but I have to have somewhere to talk about you that's not you, or I'm gonna destroy you talking about you, right?
Yeah.
So make sure that the people that you are talking to or needing support from also know enough about your spouse to be able to reorient you or better support you, because when they don't, I think it's unintentional, but I think it is harmful. So
should you go to Facebook?
Yeah, absolutely, because Facebook knows everything.
Everything, right? Everything. So you go to Facebook.
That is a no. That's a no, just in case you can catch that. Okay.
Somebody about to go to Facebook right now. Hey, please don't put your relationship problems on Facebook. Like,
socials is not for good advice.
It's not for good advice at all. And people are looking for the downfall.
Yeah.
They're looking for the demise. Like, they're looking for that. And so if you give them that fuel, they're gonna be like, remember you said this on August 22nd, and you like, what? We passed that.
Way past that.
We way past that. So it's important to have that accountability couple, so that you can say what you need to say to that person, and they know the other person too, and they are able to kind of bring back to reality, like calm you down, re-regulate you, because if not, like you'll allow the dysregulation to dysregulate your marriage.
Yeah, that's good.
And we shouldn't allow that to happen, And so
So we got two rhymes. We got run the race for the grace. Run the grace. No, have grace for the race. We have lean and glean. We need another one. What was the first one? It was the point I made. I don't remember either.
Yeah.
We're just going to skip it. And then the last one for your people should know your person.
Yeah.
Community. What can we say? Cut up in community. No.
Connect with community. Cut up in community.
Saying cut up because we venting.
That's gonna be the comment today. Put cut up in community in the comments.
We're venting. Like if I'm a cut up, I want to cut up in healthy community.
There we go. So, yeah, I was gonna say conniving community. Oof. But conniving is not good though.
No. Huh? Not just because it has a connotation. The definition is slippery.
It's slippery. Yeah.
Okay. My education, and I'm not from Xavier. Okay.
Level 7 word. So well, cool. Well, we want to encourage you in this. Like, don't allow your mind to cancel out your marriage, because it can do that. Because for me, being an overanalyzer, like I can overanalyze everything. Well, she didn't text me back, so she must be texting another guy. They must be planning a date and all of this. Like, don't allow your mind to take you places where you don't want to go. You can
just ask also,
right? Yeah, you can just ask. Right. You have some control in that. And so trust your spouse. Your spouse is for you. God is for you. We are for you. And so listen, thank you for watching this episode of the PB&J show. If you'll take a moment, like, share, subscribe, share this with your spouse. Husbands, share this with your wives. Wives, share this with your husband, because we ultimately want you to have a fruitful, fulfilling, flourishing, and fun marriage. And that's why we created the PB&J show. So we are out. We'll see you all next week. Same time, same place.
It's the PB&J show. Bye.
See y'all.